Hey there, I'm Sheryl Goodwin Magiera, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Welcome to Imperfectly Charming, where we delve into the essence of human connections and the invisible threads that weave our stories together. I'm Sheryl, and today's episode explores the profound impact we have on our children, often without even realizing it. As parents, our actions and intentions serve as mirrors reflecting back on our children, shaping their perceptions and their futures. In the whirlwind of life's challenges, especially as a single parent, it's easy to feel like we're falling short. Yet through the eyes of our children, we often find our actions have sown seeds of love, resilience, and understanding that blossom in unexpected ways. Today, we'll uncover how our gestures of love and the boundaries we set are reflections of our deepest care, and how eventually our children come to recognize and appreciate these efforts of acts of pure love. The episode is titled Reflected Grace, and it goes like this. It's a universal truth that as parents, we often underestimate the impact we have on our children's lives. We may not realize that they are not just observing our actions, but also absorbing the essence of who we are. Our gestures of love, kindness, and resilience are all these facets that leave an indelible mark on their beings. Without realizing, we are the mirror that affects their tender souls, good and bad. When I became a single mom, I was so busy getting from one day to the next that I lost sight of being in the present with my children. Dealing with all the emotions that came from my broken heart and family, some days it was difficult just pretending everything would be okay. Looking back, I'm sure my children felt my sadness, even though I thought I disguised it as something different. I must admit, I felt like I was a mom that was failing, even though I was doing my best in the moment. I worked hard to set safe and reasonable guidelines. Fast forward to the teen years. I clearly remember both children arguing over curfew and house rules. My daughter especially gave me a hard time, explaining her friends had more relaxed rules. I stood firm in my resolve. How I wished that they'd understood my motives were all for them. I was hoping one day they'd recognize the love, albeit disguised as boundaries. Then one day it happened. They had grown into individuals who recognized the depth of my actions and intentions. They finally understood why I did the things I did, and a different looking relationship evolved. One of mutual love, understanding, and respect. It was exactly the same struggles and evolution with my own parents, and I'm thankful for their boundaries. I'm guessing so many can relate to this in your own lives, both as a child and then a parent. Recently, as my daughter navigated all the details of purchasing her first home, I could see the stress and weight she was carrying and feeling. I tried to do my best to support her while offering advice and life lessons learned. I was careful not to overstep during the process, but made it clear I was there for her every step of the way. During the week she closed, several things were weighing on her mind, and most nights she couldn't sleep, both out of excitement and fear. One night she decided to journal, putting her thoughts to pen, describing everything she was feeling. The next morning she mentioned that she journaled and asked if I was interested. Absolutely. As she began reading, tears began to puddle in the corners of my eyes as I tried to keep them from falling. Her words were describing the support she received, which included me, and were heartfelt and lovely. Once she was finished reading, she headed to the trash and started throwing the paper away. I immediately stopped her and said, "Give me that." There was no way I was letting her throw those words in the garbage. Her beautiful expression for me went like this: "I'm so happy my mom and dad have helped so much. My mom has literally been the best support and assistance in moving. Her being supportive is a strength of hers. Maybe because she has more in her cup, she has much more to give as a mom." It's humbling and heartwarming when our children provide glimpses into our true selves that we might have forgotten or downplayed. They see the patience that calmed their storms, the wisdom that guides them, and the love that envelops their lives. The reflected grace my daughter gave me was priceless. She was shining the light on something remarkable within me I hadn't seen. In the end, the most heartwarming and fulfilling realization is that our children have the ability to show us the most beautiful version of ourselves, a version we may not always see on our own. Through their eyes, we rediscover our greatness, celebrate our journey, and understand the profound impact we've had on their lives and on the world. Cheers to you and me. As a P.S., the piece of tattered paper Hannah journaled on was the same paper she practiced the day before of her signature for all the legal documents she was due to sign. Man, I love that girl. As we bring today's episode, Reflected Grace, to a close, I hope you found comfort and inspiration in the stories shared. It's truly heartwarming to witness how the challenges we face as parents and the love we pour into our duties reflect back in the most beautiful ways through our children. Whether it's supporting a daughter through the stresses of buying her first home or setting boundaries that teach respect and responsibility, the grace we extend comes full circle. Today we discuss not just the trials of parenting, but the moments of realization when our children show us the depth of our impact. A realization that can be both humbling and profoundly affirming. As my daughter read her journal to me, reflecting on the support and strength she felt from me, it was a reminder of the powerful legacy we pass on. Let this episode be a reminder to all of us what we do matters, far more than we might ever realize. Hold on to those tattered pieces of paper, those simple words that capture the essence of our spirit. And remember, through our children's eyes, we can see the most beautiful versions of ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey of reflection and recognition. Until next time, cherish the moments, embrace the challenges, and continue to reflect grace in all that you do. See you soon. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free workbook, 7 Simple Ways to Elevate Your Life. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.